Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. We continue to stream stories of entrepreneurship and how leaders are dealing with this very chaotic economy. And, every week we like to speak with Marc Z from Marc Z Legal Staffing. We like to call it our Marc Z moment. And clearly, personnel issues during this time are very important. Marc, what's on the agenda today?
Hey, Jeff, great to see you. Great to be here. I thought I would talk about something that going from the great resignation to the great retention. It's a really big issue right now with employers and employees. Employees are going to only stay 2 years or less right now based on how the onboarding and the process is going. And during the whole pandemic process, employers have onboarded thousands and thousands of employees, and even employers know they're not doing a great job. 37% acknowledged the onboarding was not perfect, compared to only 17% of employees pleased with the onboarding. So even the employers acknowledge when you cut to the chase that it's not being done properly. And it's so important that you retain employees, because employees that were hired in the last 2 years right now are leaving sooner than employees that were at the company for a long time. And so I just wanted to make some suggestions. They talk to a lot of the employees, things that are important to them in terms of what's, like, for example, in terms of onboarding, as we talked about, whether it's benefits, whether it's getting involved in mentoring, whether or not it's, the values, understanding the technology. All that should go into the traditional onboarding. But for employees, they want to connect in maybe 3 or 4 levels. One is career development. They want to know, as they're being onboarded, where can I go with my career? Where can I get performance enhancement? Secondly, well-being. They want to, they're concerned about their well-being, making sure that they're not overloaded, making sure there's some balance, making sure they have assignments and clear messages so they can perform very well. And then lastly, they want to feel connected and being part of the firm culture. And that all goes into successful onboarding.
Yes, I think these are very important topics, but I guess you got me right at the beginning when you said you're looking at a 2 years revolving door. And I guess for employers, that's quite concerning. It's hard to build culture if you have a 2-year revolving door.
Correct. And so the goal is, with better training, with better onboarding, with a better system in bringing on the new hires, that's going to lead to hopefully a long-term retention as opposed to short-term.
I know this sounds self-serving, but as a leadership coach, one of the things that people have said to me over the last 2 years is, one of the things that keeps me in this organization has been the investment in you to coach me in my career, because I couldn't do this on my own. Because the other types of coaches they would be hiring privately wouldn't be necessarily with the experience that I have or my staff has. So I think employers have to remember how important it is to put an investment in employees. Just hiring them isn't enough, but really working, especially with millennials, on their professional development, career development, and full life and professional satisfaction is only going to create better retention. And I think a lot of employers forget this. And I only saying this because I've heard it so strongly from employees over the last 2 years.
Right. No, it's so important. And we're now at another stage where a lot of companies and firms and their management are strategizing to have more of a hybrid business arrangement, employment arrangement. And this is the future. So you're going to be doing more training online. That's going to be a bigger component than it ever was. But at the same time, employees have to work with management. You do have to have in person. My own organization, we have 2 people in the office that are working remotely, but they're going to get together because they just are not connecting well in terms of the onboarding. So they're gonna meet, go over different processes that will take them a much more reasonable time to understand and explain than if it's done remotely, because there are a lot of other parts that can affect the training. So it's going to be a balance, but it's so worth it in terms of the whole onboarding process, the development process, and the learning process.
Well, all very good data. I know for me personally, I'm looking forward every week to my Marc Z moment. And when I miss them, I feel that there's a great loss in my professional development. I know that tens of thousands of people would be agreeing with me after all these years. But if people wanted to go into some of our history at Radio Entrepreneurs or connect with you, how would they find you, Marc?
First of all, Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C and the letter Z, and we come right up. Or go to marczlegal.com, M-A-R-C-Z legal.com, or 617-338-1300.
That's another fabulous Marc Z moment. My name is Jeffrey Davis. We'll be returning with Marc Z next week on Radio Entrepreneurs.